Get used to the batteries in here for. Hey, g'day everybody, how's it going? John and Jim's here too. Pedro, Barry, all the troublemakers. Definitely solder bridge here, definitely troublemakers. Lavelle, Rodrigo. Let's get to the overhead. You guys don't want to see my fuzzy brains too much. Mike is having static noise. Yay, we've already got microphone issues. Well, that's just tragic. Can't imagine why. Is that any better? Shouldn't have a static noise. It should be pretty much perfect. Audio crackly. Interesting. Cannot possibly imagine why it'll be static. Still crackly? Only when there is sound. Doesn't look like it's going over the peak. Only when I'm talking. Sounds more like an OBS issue. Okay. Just give me a second. Alright, see if this is any better. OBS seems to be consuming a large amount of CPU, which it normally should not. Yeah, something was going on with OBS. It was sitting at around about 400% CPU consumption. So sometimes that just happens. Alright, okay, first thing we've got a bunch of mice. This one later. Anyway, so I've got these mice and I'm going to change over the center button, because the big problem that I have with the center button on these is that they just generally die after 3 months due to fatigue. But these ones, these little yellow top ones, are supposedly high, what do they say? Well, they're supposed to be high activity, high use ones. So we'll change them all over and see if that's true or whether it's a load of bollocks. So, blame Rossman. Well, that's probably one way I could go, given that is his standard policy for, well, everything in his life is to blame me. So I guess it wouldn't hurt to turn the tables. Yep, my wheel. Now the reason why these buttons fail is because in most Unix/X systems, the center button is used as a paste button. So you select an area and then by default that gets selected into the clipboard, and then when you want to paste it somewhere you just push down the mouse button, the third button, and it will paste. It's a very handy feature. Once you get used to it, you find yourself very crippled in other operating systems. But the downside is on mice such as this, they're only using a normal tactile button rather than a micro switch button. So like for the left and right buttons are micro switches, but the center button is just a normal tactile button, which it doesn't have the lifespan of micro switches. Anyway, so that's what kills it. And I went looking around and I eventually found these high durability ones. So hopefully they will do the trick. Can only hope. Your boss's mouse wheel rubber coating suddenly melted. Oh, I hate it when that has, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting when that happens. Okay, this one has not actually been replaced before. This is an original. So we're actually jumping ahead on this, but that's fine. And yeah, I got my new roller wick. So you can see there's a good number of layers there. Did you see Rossman Race's employees? I did not. I don't get to watch Lewis's streams much lately. I wish I could say it was for some sort of personal vendetta, but it's not. It's just our timings, we don't match up anymore. We've lost our synchronization. Just going to lift this up a bit better and make it easier for me to withdraw the switch. The old tilt and melt technique. There we go. Very professional technique for getting all sorts of things out. Oh, it was a 9-second video. Okay, I didn't see it. Oh, camera. Alright. That was working, but I think OBS did something to it. It should be good now. Damn it, I'm gonna have one that's didn't have enough wick cut off. I'll cut some more wick off. Hey Walter, yeah, the 1278, we'll get to that in a bit. It's a freebie. Well, when I say freebie, I traded about a dozen broken PC laptops for it. So I figure it was a pretty good deal. I suspect the meltdown value of the aluminium chassis of the MacBook would actually exceed the value of the the PCs I'd swapped with. Yeah, compared to a MacBook, this stuff is quite massive. And just the amount of solder you've got to feed into the joint, it's like, wow, that's enough for a whole MacBook. Walter, that's Tech Spray 1823. There we go. Let's see if this... Yeah. It's on my... Yeah, that's the code of it. 1823 25F. The 25F is 25-foot roll. You can get shorter rolls, but I find the 25-foot, you go through it enough. So yeah, wick number 4. Okay, it's a no clean flux, so I'll leave that there. I'm not going to bother washing this down. Hey Ian. Hey Q's. Just see you there. Gold Rush prankers over in Australia. Pretty crazy they're finding nuggets for metal detectors. Oh, the flies are terrible out the back there. It's bad enough here and we're only rural, but then when you really get into the outback, I don't even know how the flies survive out there, to be honest. I mean, there's so little water in most of the areas, and yet they are prolific. You can pretty much live, if you were happy to ingest flies, you can pretty much live on them out there. Not that I imagine many people are happy to ingest flies. Okay, whoops, forgot to lift this up before Okay, feels good. And now we've just got a few more to do. I still remember my first mouse. I can't remember the brand of it or anything like that, but I remember paying $120 for it. And that would have been back in probably 1987 or something like that, maybe 88. I can't remember. Somewhere around about that time. It's a good click. Sounds solid. Okay, it's one done. 3 to go, at least. Actually, if things don't go wrong, this here is the mouse for this workstation, so we'll take a gamble and do this and hope we don't have to move the mouse. Andre, I remember those optical pad mice. A lot of the Unix workstations that we had at university also had them. So it was a considerable issue when people would steal them, because they were quite an expensive part of the mouse setup. Rodrigo, I'm not disassembling them all at the same time. That's asking for a disaster. One at a time. If you want to be a risk taker, you can. Not me. Not today. Just put some flux on this. I know it's out of focus. I mean, from a efficiency perspective, you're absolutely right. You know, disassemble them all, do them all, same process, same time. But far too often I've found in life, when you try to take those efficiency options, it seems to somehow bite you. I only wish I can get a micro switch version of these. Like this profile in a micro switch assembly, but you're not going to probably get that. It's probably worth more than 10 separate mice anyway. Hey Catherine. Oh, this is fluxed. I'm pretty sure it's got flux on it. Oh, I know why I didn't want to disassemble them all at once. Because the bottom plates of them have... I've got different markings on the bottom to identify which machine or which code it's associated with. And so if I accidentally mix them up, then I've got to go around and, you know, find out which is which. Which isn't a major issue, but it is just one extra step, and it'll probably eat up all the efficiency that I was going to try and gain. Hey Travis. Well, I'm incompetent tonight. Yep, Weston, replacing them with high durability ones. Yeah, these are all my mice. Okay. Okay, so the mouse works. Let's see if the cut paste works. I'm just checking some things here. Schematic. Yep, no trouble. That's good. Which one did I just do before? I'm pretty sure it was reception 3 I've just done. What you do, Walter? Broke the C-mount and a bit of one eyepiece. How did you manage that? Now I've got to scroll back and find out. Bad morning, managed to nudge my scope off the bench. Ooh. See, that's why I have mine bolted into the bench. I took away that heavy metal cast iron base and it is now just bolted directly to the bench. Tactile dome switches. Well, these are already dome switches. What I'd be after is micro switches. These are dome switches just under a depression. What do you call it? Okay, this one's done. I'd be worried with that microscope that all the optics will be out of alignment now. Smeller 81. Amazon delivery, had to turn around my chair to answer before we did. Oh no. That's really unfortunate, Walter. Really unfortunate. So yeah, I completely get that. Damn, this one's never been done. It's never had a switch replacement in it, so the solder that's on there is actually lead-free solder, and so it cools down faster than I can jump to the next pad to do the wiggle out system. It's like, there we go. Now that I've added some lead, there we go. Another reason lead-free solder is bad for your sanity. Hey, Tony. Well, the good thing about these switches, at least if I open it up, I'll be able to see straight away if it has been replaced, because yeah, also there's a nice bright yellow riser on them. So I don't think I'll be making any mistakes of that. Received an untested 3437. Flux everywhere, but oh, it was a donor board? Come on. To think I used to always solder like this, it feels very unnatural to solder without the assistance of the microscope now. It's kind of bizarre. You need the optical guide. I think there's probably some poor chump over in a Foxconn factory. He puts together a few hundred of these a day. And they're probably watching me do this. Actually, no, they're not, but if they were watching me do this, they'd probably just cry at how slow I am. The old solder joins, they were okay, but being lead-free solder, they do have that rather disappointing appearance. Okay, I think we've got one to go. MKB7. Yep, definitely haven't done this one because I've jammed that in there. Well, so that is a good reason to have spares of almost every important tool. I know I've been meaning to get at least a spare hot air station, because I know it's going to bite me in the butt one day. I gave away my spare. Someone needed it more than I did. But I do need to get another one. I'll get another quick, and what I'll probably do is I'll make this one here just be the backup, and then I'll use the new quick as a new quick. As you've likely guessed by now, I quite like these mice. They give me absolutely no grief when it comes to, yeah, if you need to put a mouse onto a system really quickly and you don't want to worry about drivers or anything like that, then these mice are very good for that. They also have a keyboard with this kit, and it genuinely is just plug in and go. No drivers, nothing. And they work at boot time as well, you know, for BIOS entry and things like that. Definitely a good little buy. Unfortunately, the price of them has gone up a fair bit now. Oh, whoops. I kind of would help if I put one switch in there. Have you got any MX Master models to repair? No. What's an MX Master model? Oh, that's a Logitech. Now these are just MK220s. MK denotes that it's mouse and keyboard. Wait, that's yet to come. Thought I'd just get these out of the way. Really, when you think about it, the optical mouse, as it is currently, is quite a marvel. yeah, the ability to do what they have done, and it works reliably on pretty much all surfaces. That's quite a feat of engineering. Yeah, just this one isn't quite sitting right. What's your problem, bro? Button's fine. Not sure what's up with that. Not game to plug it into this system to test. We'll plug it into the MacBook and have a test of it when we get around to that. Okay. Alright, so these are the 3 for elsewhere, and then we did this one here, which is this machine. So it's 4 in total. I have another couple around the workshop, but they are the main ones that I need to get done. Let's have a look at this MacBook now. Yeah, 27 minutes, and that's with some gabbering along, yickety yakking. Okay. If we're lucky, this is just going to be a hard drive fault. Crotch cam. There we go. Not so crotch cam. Pardon me. It even came with stickers. This looks like a genuine Magsafe. Unfortunately, it's a Magsafe 1, which I don't... Yeah... Magsafe 2's the one that everybody's after all the time. Okay. Okay, we're gonna plug my boot system in. This is just testing what they've given me. Let's see what I'll come up with. Okay, power on. Alright, first thing, okay, yeah, we've got a bit of activity there. We've got a boot. It might just be a hard drive fault. Or a RAM fault. Jose. It's taking quite a bit of time. That took a long time. Yeah, Miles, that's why I went mix. I'll always have the, what do you call it, label on them so that I can see which one's which. Given that it was very slow on the startup, I would say that the hard drive is likely reporting to the system, so the system can see that there is a hard drive, but it's probably not functioning. So it can, yeah, the system can see that there's a disk drive there, and it can probably read the information about what the disk drive is, but there's no information coming off the platters. Solderbridge, you and your SMC reballing, honestly. Now I see why Lewis would get all cranky all the time. It has definitely taken a long time though to boot, I will give you that. Way too long. It's probably just got lots of fluff in the... Yeah, right, this is ridiculous. Power off. Screen's in good condition. It actually physically seems to be in pretty good condition. But something's definitely making it run slow. And well, it's going to need a clean up as well. It's a bit grungy there. There's no job code on this one because it's not a job. This is a 1278. It's been in pretty good care. I mean, when you look at it, the feet are still original by the looks of it. You don't see intact feet on a 1278 too often. Dried coke and duct tape holding it together. Now that's probably about right, Riston, yeah. Yeah, I probably will swap an SSD. I've just got cheap 120 Western Digital Green. I know they're not very fancy or anything like that, but in this particular case, for where I'm thinking that I'm going to put this device or who I'm going to give it to, it's going to be more than ample. Hey Pionov, how you going? Yes, we'll see. If this has been living at Townsville, it's going to have edge corrosion on it. Okay, that's immaculate. This is like it has been in somebody's clean drawer for ages. Let's have a look. Being on this desk and me actually opening up has actually made it dirtier. Now I feel bad. It could be that the battery's dead. I'm fairly sure I can see some sort of puffing on it. Ow. Drive is a 750 gigabyte. This is a high-end machine. When this was bought, this must have been a high-end machine. Let's have a look around the circuit board. No, this is top-notch. I'm not giving this to anyone. Now it's mine. Okay, 3115. What bothers me is that it shouldn't be going slow. But like I said, it could be a battery scenario. I mean, come on, who's seen a 3115 in the last 3 years looking this good? No way. It can't be the hard drive cable in this particular instance because I was booting off the USB stick. This is genuinely immaculate. I mean, look, even the plastic around the tri-wings has not broken off on the battery. And it's an 8 gig install, so we've got 8 gigs. My goodness, this is... I wonder if this is going to be an i7. Alright, okay, there is slight cracking there. But this is genuinely immaculate. So why is it going slow? I really don't want to pull the board out, but I know I have to. So normally these things, if they're running around in this region or down in Townsville where it's a coastal air, all this area down here typically has a very light green hue from the corrosion, the atmospheric corrosion. But nothing. This is spotless. Absolutely spotless. It's probably better. It's probably better than the ones that Apple is still selling. Okay, who stole my tri-wing driver? We'll get the hard drive out. That's an inevitable fail. But I will say it's highly likely that this particular cable flex, has not actually failed. Then again, now that I've postured about that, it's going to be a failure. Oh no, what am I grinding? Screws? How dare you? How dare you touch this perfectly good MacBook? No, it's not even registering to boot. Okay, I've got a cough. Sound is back. I need to make a large VU meter around the camera area here so that that I can always tell, you know, what sound is coming out. The other way, of course, would be to have a monitor headset, that is, so I can hear what I'm saying. Wow, this has been used maybe 4 days. Can we zoom in on that? Look at that. That's barely any lint at all. It's probably Apple factory lint. Mouse reception 3 wasn't done on camera. What? I've done all 4 on camera, so... And I can't have accidentally done this one of them twice, because they all, like I said, the originals are black and the new ones are yellow. Unless, oh, that might have been right. That was when the overhead wasn't switched over, and now I understand. Alright. I'm going to plug this back in and see. We're going to use the power supply this time. Let's see what we can get going on here. Oh, damn it. That's Magsafe 2. And I had Magsafe 1 right here. There it is. Ah, crap. So, excuse my cursing for the moment. No dents in the chassis either. Yeah, no corner dingles, nothing. Okay, 1 amp. Okay, so it's faster on the response this time because the hard drive's out of it. Yeah, someone just gave it to me. I traded it for a dozen broken PC laptops. And I think I definitely came out ahead on this deal. Should take High Sierra? Yes. Ow. Oh yeah, I think it was just the hard drive holding everything down. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, we'll see how that battery goes. But this is a 3115, so we can go up quite a way. Okay, about this Mac. Completely new setup on this one. I won't be cloning. I can't get access to the old one. I think it's just dead. We have a 2.9 gigahertz i7, 8 gigs of RAM. That's pretty much, this is top end machine. I don't know if there was anything faster produced. That's very impressed. 2.9 i7, man. It would probably do a faster job running Open Broadcaster than my current machine. Alright, so we'll put this in and we will install... we'll see if the internet installer works. And I can use it to play CD. Who uses CDs anymore anyway? This is a 2012, Wade. This is the sort of machine that you could probably sell on eBay for $500 and not feel guilty about it. Well, I guess when I was sort of saying the year, I mean like the model itself, the actual 3115s came out on the 2012 block. But yeah, I mean it may have been actually assembled after that point. We may yet still need a battery for this though. Ah, and I've got nasty flux on there. Get that off before it does any damage. Filthy fluxes. Hobbitsies. Oh, there is a dent there. Damn. The perfection starts to fade. The first 20 minutes were like a nightclub scenario. Now we're starting to wake up the next morning. There's a dent there and a dent there. My guess is that this probably fell in a case while running at some point and caused the hard drive to become very upset. eBay $1,000, yeah. Well, I can try put it up for $1,000, but who's going to pay that? Sucker. It's a fair bit of dirt coming off it. I think it would not be too outlandish for me to say that if I did put this on eBay, it could possibly be the best 1278 on eBay in the world. After I've cleaned the top off. And we're already going to need another. I think I'll just take the crap. I'll take the silicon mat away. Time to put a towel on instead. Hey, Yusuf. Where did that go? Here in Argentina, people publish their old 1466s for 2013 for 800. What? Do they actually get that? Yeah, this one gets the towel treatment because it is in such good condition. God, the 4X towel. No. Sad thing to say is that I've never been a person for that kind of paraphernalia. I never even kept Jack Daniels paraffin. Oh wait, no, that's not true. Someone bought me a Jack Daniels shirt once. It was a nice shirt, but I personally never bought anything alcohol naming brand type. And we just realised we did that with the battery in. Oh well. I'm sure worse things can happen. Yeah, Q's, you're probably sadly right. It's going to be one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to give it away. There's no people out there who truly deserve this. Sad but true. I'm Australian, yes, quite right. I think Dave Jones would be having words at me right now about that. Not upholding my Australianisms. Let's see. Certainly the 1278s, yeah. I mean, they are a good machine for the fact that you can just put, 2.5-inch drive in and things like that. Okay, I don't know if this petition has. I would have been on the old hard drive. Damn it! I was going to say there's not going to be a recovery petition. Oh, right. I actually did 5 mice, didn't I? This one here is for upstairs. Okay, now the question is, do I have my High Sierra installer here? I've got a Mojave installer, which is, I suppose Mojave is not that bad, but I do generally prefer to stick with High Sierra for these machines if I can. I don't know if I'm being irrational with that or not. Come on, High Sierra, where are you? I'm too lazy to go upstairs, so I guess I'll just put my Mojave on it. Ideally this should pop up. Yep. Joseph, you're probably more of an Aussie than I am. I may have been born here, but I don't uphold many of the so-called patriotic values. And quite frankly, I think a lot of them really aren't that patriotic anyway. It's more like nationalism gone rife. But then again, I suppose is that patriotism? I was hoping to do this through the Wi-Fi, but I guess I'm not going to be gifted with that pleasure tonight. Yeah, yes, if I kind of wonder if being thankful for living in Australia in itself is probably the main thing that we have to have. We have to realise that Australia overall is a country, for all its problems, and it doesn't have that many real problems, is a spectacular place to live. Okay, Warren, thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Vegemite. Oh, Wade is asking him to get kicked. Vegemite is perfectly good. You just got to use it sparingly. Just consider it as salt paste. If you consider Vegemite as salt paste and not as Nutella, then you should be fine. Hey, Retired Tech, welcome. Australia don't have compost. Well, if you bring it here, then we might have. And Zoran from Croatia. Well, there's a place that's seen some rough days. Probably still is seeing rough days. Ugh. That's it, Joseph, you're out of the country. That should be the test. Yeah, that's what they would like as a test. Like, give someone some toast with butter and Vegemite on it, and if the person eating it, the person trying to get Australian citizenship, if they hate it, then that's it. They get disqualified. But of course, that's basing it on the standards of the colonial Australia behaviour, so well, yeah. Joburg can get both Vegemite and Marmite. Yeah, I remember when I was there I could get both. I mean, most of the time I got Marmite, at least back then, when it was still a fixed substance, non-runny substance like Marmite is now. I do find the new runny texture might be a little bit difficult to accept. I'm not sure what this is doing. It's chewing away on the USB stick. This USB stick is pretty bad. It's old, nasty. Andre, you got the Nutella version of Vegemite. Ah, shame. Sorry to hear you had to be put through that. There's probably some people being jerks. I'm sorry about that. Alright, this is taking too long. This is taking long enough that I should just go upstairs and get the High Sierra installed, because quite frankly I do prefer High Sierra on this. So I'm going to go do that, and you guys can just keep an eye on it. If it misbehaves, catches on fire, just, you know, do something about that. Hmm. Well, it would appear that the knights of the MacBook upgrade sticks say ni to me finding what I'm after. Typical selfish little mongrels. Oh well, guess we'll just have to go with Mojave. But yeah, that USB stick has been around the block a lot, so it's certainly getting to the point where it should really be re-imaged and replaced. Crikey, my phone's been there the whole time. Thanks, Jim. Good thing nothing important came up, like a two-factor code from Google or something. Not that it'd really help you guys. Why is no High Sierra? It's not damaged, it's just the date's wrong. Okay, why is this doing this skitting? Okay. Utilities. Terminal. When we do the cat fencing, ages away. There's so many other things I gotta get done first. Date. 20. No, 18, 10, 10, 10, 10? Nope. Oh, what? Month, day, hour, minute. Oh. 10, 10, 10. 10 to 18. Right. Can't be used. What? Hey, Luke Davis. Yeah, well, joke's on you. I don't have a Bitcoin wallet. I mean, I do have one that you can put money into, so you're all more than welcome to do that. I accept integer Bitcoin quantities above 0. You bought some Ripple. Actually, how is Ripple going? I've got Bitcoin and I've got ADA or Cardano, whatever it is at the moment. But I keep chopping and changing around. Now usually it's a date issue with this. So if you go into utilities, you should just be able to go terminal, set the date. Actually, what is the date? Oh, I know what the problem is. Okay, turn Wi-Fi off. It keeps resetting it, that's why. That's why it, even though I had set it, it reverted back to the Wi-Fi time. There we go. Yeah, it's a fun little game I played once. Wondering why, no matter how much I changed the time, it kept reverting back to the current time rather than the one I was trying to set it to. And then I realized it was resynchronizing through the Wi-Fi all the time. So you have to disable the Wi-Fi if you want that to work. Now I'm just going through and trying to find that High Sierra install. The Wi-Fi is the issue because the system constantly checks the time and then resets its clock to whatever the Wi-Fi is. It would not normally be a problem, except that that installer disk has been used on other machines, and so it remembers what the Wi-Fi settings are. If it was a fresh installer, that would not be a problem. Yep, the exasperation is real. Yeah. I did set up my quick tester, so now I can be like Big Clive and try not kill myself. But I've got to use that because I have an air conditioning board I've got to work on, which is here. This thing. And what's happened is it got hit by lightning, and the TVS just blew itself to bits. And they were smart. They actually had a protective shroud around it. It's heat shrink. Yeah, protective shroud around it. And the fuse was catastrophically blown. So I have to do a few more tests, see what the rectifier bridge is like, and see what the MOSFET switch, the high voltage MOSFET switch is going to be like. But everything else, it looks like it should be okay. The easiest thing is you just swap the blown parts and see how it goes. Do some diode tests, obviously, resistance tests. The other thing that might have gone is some of these optocouplers, but I think the hardest thing I find with these is a lot of the parts that they use are rather obscure. So many of them are these, when you go to look for them on the internet, it's like from random wacko places, and there's just, yeah, I guess Apple does that too. I suppose they just sort of find a supplier who's got 100 million of them, they go, okay, look, we'll take those off your hands. I can't put that repair on display because, well, just, I don't have the parts to start with. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. Everything but what I needed to arrive, arrived. So I got replacement caps, like the X2 series, the Y series, and got replacement bridges, got all sorts of things, but I did not get replacement TVS. Now, I probably couldn't run it without that, but I don't want to run it without that. There is what you can do, and there is what you want to do. Sometimes they differ. Yes, I have got my PC Byte, as opposed to calling them PCites, which I believe did Dave Jones call them that? PCBites? But yeah, this is the probe kit setup. So I haven't actually put a board on them yet. I do have a board that I probably should be doing, and that is a 165 that was working, and now it's doing the dreaded fan spins for about 10 seconds and then stops, and then fan spins endlessly, like non-stop, but no CPU activity. I've got so many of those damn boards around here, it's really starting to annoy me. I don't know whether it's the same fault turning up or what, or whether it's just a sort of a common failure mode, because a lot of the boards have different histories behind them. Like some of them are liquid damage, some of them are immaculate. Yeah, there's no consistency in the actual cores as yet that I can see. Walter White, have a quick look at flex speed for you. 3437. Okay, just hang on there. Give me a second, Walter. Okay, flex board view. Schematic. What are we after? 3437. $76.49. Okay, pin 1V, okay. Whatever. Short to ground, rabbit hole from hell. Well, on 1VO5SO, that's... if that's short to ground, you should be able to put power into that and find that comes up, but that's probably dead CPU, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Pianov turns up just as I... Pianov, are you talking about my fault where it's the 10-second spin, stop, and then endless spin? Walter, I take it you don't have an infrared camera? It's low impedance, but it's still... No! It's a locked frickin' system. No! Oh. Well, to be fair, I've got a lot of 3115 boards, but I'm fairly sure I can actually unlock this. The 3115s. Fairly sure. Right, okay. Okay, so it's a more of a generic failure, but multiple possible causes. Damn it. Okay, so these people have decided that, yeah, their machine's dead, but they're going to lock it out as well. Okay, so you have a FLIR, and does it show up that if you apply power to that line, like half a volt or something? Okay, can I get around this with a reprogramming? Can I? I don't know. I don't normally do this, you know. I don't have people bring stolen systems to me and say, hey Paul, can you fix this up for me, yeah? It's like, oh, it's not something I do. It is without an internet connection turn off, except it was connected momentarily. So is this able to be unlocked by a BIOS fix? Let's just try something stupid like 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay, we're gonna shut down. Three pram resets and reinstall without the internet. Okay, so will that be do the pram reset, wait for it to beep 3 times or 3 cycles? I guess that'll work. That's weird, it's not resetting. Command option, try it on the left hand side. Yeah, it's not letting me do the pram reset. Even if I use the left hand control option. Alright. Well, that's a bit of a nuisance. Well, I guess it just makes it fun. So, the challenge. It's still going. Well, just stop that. So, just remove SPI and clean password, yeah. Ooh. Here's where it gets dangerously tempting. It's right there, right? So I could actually just hot air that right off and put a protective barrier across the clutch cover. But you can guarantee that I'm going to melt that clutch cover even if I put a barrier there. So I think I'll take the board out. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to take the board out. Okay, so... well, yeah, I suppose I could use the soldering iron. Yeah, pound off makes a point. But I will have to change to my KN tip, I think. Yeah. I don't use this one too often. I can do it. I can do it. And besides, if I don't, then you'll get a good laugh. And isn't that what this channel's all about? Comedy. Right? It's a comedy channel, isn't it? Otherwise you'll burn the $50 what? Bill? What? $50 what? What? Channel about nothing. This is not Seinfeld. Okay, there we go. But you didn't send this to me. Now, on the other hand, if you told me that there was $50, 50 grams of Walter's Blue, then I might consider it being safer. Heisenberg. Because the fun thing is when you do this and you have a spasm, like Walter does when he gets a package, and you rip the pads off. That's always like, oh yeah, I remember the day when I completely botched up that. Go. Chip needs to be removed because it's a naughty chip. It's got a password lock on it. The power of the big tips is you can do this sort of stuff. You don't have to take the... I can't believe we're sullying up this beautiful board, unfortunately, though. There we go. I might actually clean the board now, so that, yeah, because I can solder it back on fairly cleanly. Let's get rid of the bulk of the flux without spreading it everywhere, Paul. That's the idea, Paul. Don't spread it everywhere, Paul. Paul just smears it around like a Exxon disaster. I did get my new batch of wick, yes. Exxon Valdez, that's the one I was thinking of. Let's see. I think I've got the wrong adapters for these. It might fit on that one. Let's have a look. Probably too big. I know WSON 8 is... Yeah, I can get away with that. I'm doing it. I'm just tacking down, I'm not really soldering it. Hey, Blue Dog Ron. Yeah, moderately late, yeah. Very strange soldering with such a big iron now. Okay. Okay, so what is this? This is a Q064A E4. I don't know what the brand E4 is. Okay, 25 Q064A. This means we're probably going to crash the system again. Why not use a socket or clip? Because I have one of these and it does the job straight up. It really doesn't take that long to just slap a bit of dirty solder on there and have it change it over. I do actually have, I'm pretty sure I've got a whole, one of the ZIF type sockets for it. Let's see, look at you people, you make me waste my time just trying to tell you that I already know something. I don't think my neck can take this. Ah, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Well, it's even got a chip in it. The trouble is with those things is that too often your chip isn't sitting right, there's a bit of corrosion on the pin, there's something going wrong and you've got to wiggle it around and easy just solder the damn thing in and it's done. Okay, guess who's left this unplugged? Yay, you're a hero, Paul. Let's see if we can crash the system now. Yeah, this will do. February 14th. Oh, happy Valentine's, people in Australia. Okay. Damn it. Oh, what part did I say that was? You're all my Valentine. Weirdos. 25Q064A. Which one is it? It's an SOIC8. I've got a BY at the bottom there, that kind of might match. Like I said, I don't know what the E4 branding code is, so I'm just going to have to suck it and see. No. No. Well, what chip am I? Okay. Duh, it's telling me, it's already telling me what it is and I was ignoring it. There we go. That's stupid of me. Yeah, I was already replying back saying, this is actually a different chip, but hey, you know, if you want to override it, go ahead. So if we look at it. There, see, right from the start, it was saying, it was expecting that code there, which is for this product here, but it got this code here, and it said, and it's this product, and I just kept ignoring that. Hey, LJ Rogers from Frozen San Antonio. Yeah, they probably are actually quite similar, Jim. There's probably some timing differences unique to them, and maybe some extra codes, but for the most part, I dare say they probably all at least have a support for a common protocol, core protocol. Okay, Jose, I'll see you later. Okay, CP878, 8, unlocked. Oh. Let's see, G-Hex. Alright, now this is the fun part. I've got to work out how to unlock this. Pilnov, what bit do I break to make this break? I'm calling on Pilnov rather than using my own brains or internet searching because he's here and he wants to be useful. So I'm giving him the opportunity. Should be able to raise it, but have, what? Oh, Jim's talking about a different thing. Is that the right one? There we go, FSys. Ah, better not left the building. Okay, bypassing EFI lock. Or is it in here? Oh yeah, firmware password security. (8203115) firmware password removal. I'm surprised I don't get a hit on a Rossmann page. NV RAM starts with C in the FSys area. You can look it up in the UEFI tile. You just have to rename it. Okay, I do actually remember you mentioning that in something else that we were looking at. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do U. SVS store. Oh, where is that? SVS store. Okay. Okay, can I modify it in here, or can I just modify it back in the G-Hex? I'm happy to go back to the other one. Notice there's 2 SVS stores. What? Okay, what was it? We have to... Oh, it's dollars FVS, right? Sorry. Okay. Use a hex editor, search for SVS, and then remove... Okay, search for the SVS and then remove until the blocks of FFF. Find all the SVS and remove the other sections too. Okay, now when you say remove that, I think do you not mean perhaps clear? So I'm going to assume... So basically what you're saying is everything from there, shoot, to there needs to be cleared. Or can I just change one character? I believe you can just change one character, can't you? Clear to FF. Alright. Okay, I like Pernov's version, CBF2CC. Okay, so we've got Pilnov's version where we just change one letter, and then we've got what you guys are saying, we're just changing to FBF. Okay, so I see CBF2 here. D2. And lose the SV. Oh, okay. So, alright. Okay, we'll just do the flat out replace. So, edit. Uh-huh. I don't think I've got a flood fill. Okay, we'll try this. Edit. Copy. Edit. Paste. Damn it, didn't work. Yeah, well, let's try Pilnov's version. We're just going to change that CBF thing to an A. And see how it goes. Write it by hand. No. The way I could have cheated is just taken, say, this large block here and pasted it multiple times over. Anyway, we're doing the one character version. Just going to overwrite my... Corey is actually just being the smart one amongst you all. He's right. I can just do that. Here's Corey's version. It's like watching an old movie when they eat the data away with the virus or something like that, and people are going, no, no, stop it. So, okay, what did someone just want then? Ooh, I better watch that. What's this? Alita's just making a very awesome suggestion. That would be an amazing idea to try. Alright, let's write that chip back now. Oh, there's more sections? Oh. I thought there was only the one section. Oh, I gotta wait for this to do its thing. I don't want to mess up that chip. Just in case. I blame the leader for me missing that opportunity to get the next section. Okay, well, Pernov seems to think it's only in the one store, so okay. What we'll do is we'll put the chip back on and we'll see how it behaves. Just that took a while to erase, almost a minute. With the Raspberry Pi, so what, you're using the Pi to do the I2C comms to the actual the chip itself. Yeah, that'd be a pain. That's why, even though you can do a lot of these sort of things with things like Raspberry Pis or an I2C bridge to the Linux system and stuff like that, it ends up being easier just to, buy these pre-made programmers. But damn, it's slow. SPI, sorry, thank you. I'm going to blame the fact that I'm asleep, but really that's a lie. Hey James, well, hopefully this fixes it. Will I have to redo the install, or can I just carry on from where it was before? Yeah, I don't know what it is, Pionov. I have in the past actually sped it up by changing a setting, but that was on a different machine. And quite frankly, at this point, it's not worth me messing with. I'll probably break everything on the system, in the USB system. Yeah, the question is now, do I need to completely redo the install, or can I just carry on from where it was before? I really wish I knew where my... I've got things going missing. It's because this workshop's a clutterfest. I certainly was preferring to have been putting High Sierra on there, but looks like I've been denied that experience. Three frame resets just after putting back the SPI ROM and reinstall without the internet, then log in with your Apple ID. Oh, right. Jeez. Right, so they could actually have it locked out at Apple itself. That could be fun. What's this? Oh, that's my other tester. Yeah, big lizards taking my tools. Ah, that or the dingoes. There's just too much crap in here. See, Tony W. Stockholm's Oscar seems to say you do not need to install. Okay, here we go. Don't think you need to log into your Apple ID. Prem clears the... Okay, we'll do the 3 prem reset at least. Ah, right. Chip is done. Whoops, somebody forgot where pin 1 is. Better look that up. Okay, bottom left. Bottom right rather. Yeah, maybe it is the lack of sleep. Just have to get the chip off first. I'll use hot air to get that off. Which is not that orientation, it's the other orientation. Damn it, I've got little dags on that. I do. Come on, hurry up. Okay. Just going back to my trusty micro pencil. And no wonder I'm getting smoke in my face. It's a case of me being too lazy to shift it to what it is. No, I can't be that lazy. Just that damn installer. What to do with my installer stick? Seriously? The dingoes have taken the installer stick now? Well, that's comical. Dingoes took the installer. Aha, there it is. This is going to be interesting because this stick will actually automatically... It will automatically connect to the internet. Yeah. Kind of curious, why did that come up with no boot if we've already actually installed on something else? Hmm. Well, I've disabled wireless for now on the router itself. Yeah, Rodrigo actually made a better suggestion about booting the stick and deleting the Wi-Fi password. Well, the disabled Wi-Fi should at least hinder it now. Reminds me, speaking of battery, I should really plug this charge in. We don't know how. I don't think I've got that much time on the battery to charge, so plug that back in. Oh well, that's going to take a while to get to, won't it? I suppose you didn't just get it from China, but then I suppose China's on the Chinese New Year holiday for the next 2 weeks. Given that it's drawing 3.5 amps at the moment, I'd say it's charging that battery. The question is whether it actually holds that charge. Ah, now we've got to wait forever for this to actually boot. I remember now. Took the time that I went upstairs and checked my room and found I couldn't find High Sierra, and then went and chatted to Alita. Yeah, that was a fairly protracted time of being up there, and it still hadn't booted until I just got down here. So we're just going to have to do the same now. It gives me a chance to try and look around and see if I can find what I've done with it. It's ridiculous that I should... It's one of my most popular USB sticks, and yet I seem to lose it all the time. And every time I replicate it, I seem to either lose or destroy the replicant. Ah, here we go. People are probably screaming at me, "It's ready, Paul." Okay, Wi-Fi is down. That's good. But we do need to change the time. I'm going to sit here and actually turn Wi-Fi off. Utilities, nominal. What date does it think it is? 2015. Nice. Turn. Ah, bug in the eye. Okay, date set. Terminal quit. Install Mac OS. Continue. All I know is it's on one of these SanDisk units, and it's actually got HS written on the back of it, so that I would know that it's High Sierra. Okay, why are you not seeing the drive? That's weird. What is going on here? Well, that was a little peculiar. Don't normally... Yeah, oh well. I suppose maybe it got stuck because it was a partial install and decided, well, we can't touch that partial install. So, view in top left of... oh, okay. You got the MRI, another High Sierra. Jeez. Wait, did I see? Oh no, that's... No. Definitely not in there. I seem to have more of these drives than I realised. I'm rich. Not really. Let's see, what are they? I don't know what that was then. So 128, that's a dead one. 128. 128. 128. Ooh, 256. 256. 128. So we've got two 256s and 5 128s. Okay. Now the only trouble there is that I've got some Samsungs in there. Samsung. Okay, I've got two Samsungs, one of each. So I probably wouldn't dare actually put them back into a working system. I might use them just for my own stuff, but certainly not actually put it into something I might sell or anything like that. Because you're just asking for that to come back, and people say, well, you sold me this and now it's losing its data. Thank you very much, Samsung. What color is the USB? You're looking for black. Every drive over 256 will die. You mean like every, regardless of brand, or just every of the Samsungs? Because I'm finding even the 128 Samsungs are dropping dead. Well, there's nothing specifically wrong with Samsung as the brand. Like, I mean, I use their drives, they're 2.5 inches for a lot of stuff. But for the MacBook drives of these 16 plus 12 connector series, this particular series, the Samsung controllers are just dying left, right and center. So yeah, if I get anybody who has one in their machine, then I just generally advise them that it's probably going to die. Keep it back up, prepare to purchase a Transcend jet drive or something like that. But I've been having trouble getting a hold of the Transcend jet drives recently. The stock supply seems to be a bit limited. So I don't know if Transcend is remodeling or remanufacturing or something like that, or whether they've just stopped making them. Seems a little weird because there is a pretty good demand for them. The Huntsman is using the USB. Probably they will pick something up like that. I don't know if they can carry a USB stick, but then again, some of these Huntsmans are terrifyingly large. I mean, I don't mind spiders and I don't mind snakes, but I gotta admit, a big Huntsman spider will make me Ned Flanders a little bit. And if you're not sure what I mean by Ned Flandersing, just look up the episode where Ned Flanders kills the plant, his wife's plant, and you'll understand. This here is just the tester. This is my normal tester drive. And these things, I never had much luck using them. I would almost inevitably chip the chip, break the chip. Just could never get them to work right. If you're wondering what these are, back in the dirty old days, it would be, this is what you would, the chip would sit in there, you'd push it in, and then you would get these here, and you'd slip it down the side, and then grab and extract. But I almost always broke the chips. Clearly I sucked at it. Stockholm's, yes, you are correct. That is the episode where he does the scream. Because Homer thinks he's killed a woman or something like that. Did we just die, or are we going to come back? Ah, we're back. Jet drive available on Amazon. Okay. I'll have to have a look. The last time I checked, stock was either stupidly expensive or not available. But yeah, the Jet Drive 820s seem to be a good deal. Easy to use as a screwdriver. I just avoided them outright. And I don't see them used in many new designs anymore. They used to be used a lot for either microcontrollers or early microcontroller stuff, or if you can call it that. Things like 68HC11s or programmable type devices. It was convenient because it was a relatively high density pin socket, but it was removable. This will take a while. Do you have any good jokes? I think MacBooks are better than PCs. Actually, I literally do. So it's not really a joke. I've still got to get myself an M1, but I just don't have the money at the moment because I basically used up all of my cash on buying this house, getting the deposit, paying all the legal fees. I paid the legal fees outright rather than adding them into the loan. And there's been some family activity going on that I'm having to help out with and that's consuming a fair bit of cash at the moment. A lot of driving, a lot of helping out, things like that. Will you get a recovery petition from this process? I actually don't know, Tony. I really don't know. Warren, this is Mojave. I can't find my High Sierra. I would have much preferred to put High Sierra on, but yeah. Oh, thank you, Q's. Yeah. Still going to be a few months before I can actually do anything. 14 minutes remaining. Oh, maybe I should fix a board or something. I'll have a look at that board that's doing the damned problem where it will spin, stop, and then that's it. The one that Pionov was saying we don't really have any true solutions for yet. So I'm just prepping a shelf here for the MacBook to sit on. And naturally it's got this great big cable hanging out the back of it, damn it. Tony, you pessimist. I'm going to move it and see. Tony's probably going to be quite right, but we're going to play devil's advocate and just try it anyway. Alright. Now, where's this damn circuit board that died on me? Here we go. 4151. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a regular charger and then because I need it, the power supply for the board that we're about to play with. Okay, fortunately the MacBook continued to still work. Thank goodness for that. Alright, so this was one that we did a while ago, about a week or so ago, maybe more. And is it? And this had a lot of liquid damage on it. It was actually a board I did not think that was going to be repairable. But you know, we persisted and it booted, so I was quite happy about that. But after I put it through the ultrasonic clean and everything like that, it didn't work anymore. Yeah, 165, we've even taken the J tag off. That gives you an idea of how serious the repair job was, is when I remove a J tag from these boards. By the way, please don't correct me, I understand it's not a true J tag, but we just refer to it as that for the sake of common discussion. But yeah, so after it had gone through all that, and I thought, okay, yep, we've got it working. Then I go to plug it in, and it gives me the dreaded failure mode that these seem to all come up with every now and then. So we get, you know, everything seems okay. The current is low. That's the only thing I've got. You know, it sits at 240 when it should be up at like 400 or 500, and it does that. It shuts down, but it comes back. There, and again. Only 240. No, Danielle, I can sort of understand why Lewis has sort of, you know, moved on. He's pretty much exhausted his MacBook scenario, and he himself, you know, he's done it for long enough for as long as he wants, and he needs to move into some other areas in life at his age. I'm not saying because of he's getting older, but just simply because it's a good time to try other areas in life, see what else he can try his hand at before things get too difficult. So yeah, this, like I said, it was working. The last time I showed it to everybody, it was working. And then after I cleaned it up and everything, it was not working. So I don't know what the fault is. The symptoms I certainly have encountered plenty of times. I can't guarantee anything. So I think I got to the point where I was going around and just jabbing any dud looking ends on components to see if the component shifts. But I don't believe I had any success, so we'll continue on with just jabbing things. Rehot the PCH. It could be the SMC, yes, because I don't believe we replaced that. That was a corroded there was corrosion around the SMC, but we did not replace it because of the fact that it booted just fine originally. So we just give it a little bit of a push on those corroded ends, see if anything comes loose. It's just one test that we can try. But yeah, maybe replace an SMC. What I should do is reheat the board and see if it comes good. If it does come good when it's reheated, then it pretty much is going to become a parts machine. Because more likely than not, it's going to be an internal board fault. These look bad, but they're not really. They're just a little bit less colourful than what we would like. Now, a great majority of these capacitors, they've got bad ends on them and things like that, aren't important. They might be just high frequency control, RF emissions control, things like that. But every now and then there might be one important one, like your 3v3 RTC one is extremely important. This one here, very important. But then so many others are not. Okay, the ISL, the 250 milliamp thing and it's staying constant is something that's a bit interesting to me. Current sense, so you can almost hope that, but it's not. I haven't looked to see what we're getting on PV Bus yet. I was going to go for the visual checks first because it had come out of ultrasonic, so sometimes how ultrasonic can dislodge things. So I was going to go that check first before I dived into anything requiring cranial capacity, which is something on with limited capacity. And it's a pretty good machine. It's not the best, but it's a 1.6 and it's got 8 gigs in it, so it's not bad. It's not a crack in the... It's just a piece of junk. Bad tantalum on G3 hot. Rodrigo, I'd say that's probably just a hair. I really don't. Yeah, that there's a hair there, but I don't think that's good. Well, let's have a look. We could be wrong for this once in my life. That looks more like just a stain. It's not a crack, it's a stain. Okay, what was that? I was looking at this for a second. It just kind of looks like there's a itty bitty bit of corrosion there. It's hard to say if that would cause problems, but like the corrosion now wouldn't, but did it before and it has done something to the chip. And that is the other problem, is that because this was running while there was liquid present, anything that is on the rails here where it has gone and corroded one end of the part. Anything else under a chip that is also on that rail could be suspect. So I could have done the same thing in an area that you just can't see. Alright, we're going to try some heat first and see if heat will reactivate the board. And we'll know because the current on the power supply will actually come up to what we should expect. We're not going to bother with the fan because I'm going to be flipping it back and forth. First thing I'll try is the SMC. Let's see what we'll come up with. Let's put plenty. Okay, still only 248, so straight away I can tell that's not going to be a functioning board. Okay, so it wasn't the SMC, at least not initially. We'll now try that other part that was a bit funky that I was looking at. Now the other thing you got to watch is when you're doing this sort of heat-based testing, like trying to see if it responds to heat, is that you may start heating up this part, but what's happening is the overall board is heating up and it might actually wick off to another area that you weren't expecting. And it will start working and you're like, yeah, I found it because I heated this, and it's like, no, it's not. It's just a secondary effect. Let's give some more heat to the SMC again. Right, 260. $256. Sorry. The binary numbers sort of thing amuses me. Platform reset L could be missing. We actually saw a jump up then. Since Pernov is here and made that suggestion about platform reset, I guess we'll do that. Let's see, what are we after? 165 board. Where the hell are my solutions? Oops. Damn it. Okay. Okay. First I'll check to see if platform reset. It's on that 5 pin near the SMC. Oh, well, I forget that one's there. So just that middle one there. Let's see. I actually haven't checked anything at this point, to be honest. Okay. Okay, we got platform reset. All sys. And I'm in embarrassed that I even tried to look that up. Come on, of all of the signals on the board, AllSys is one that you should just remember by heart. AllSys we've got. Yep. Well, actually it makes sense that we should have AllSys because we are up to SO state. Let's have a look at the voltage on the core. .7 Pernov. Yeah. I mean, yeah, not too far off, but yeah, 1.7 for the core. .6, so SMC is up and running alright too. It's just interesting how that current stays dead set steady. It's like it just isn't progressing to anything new. There's a little bit of corrosion there, but I checked that. That's not involved in anything. Let's see. Seen a case where CPU couldn't request proper vCore or the SVID bus, stuck at 1.69 preventing boot. Yeah, like the melted tab was my fault when I was doing it. I actually made a comment about it when I was doing it. Fortunately, they're easy to replace off those small pin count tabs. You just pull them directly off and supply a new one. Get back to just pushing parts and seeing if anything dislodges. But yeah, we had a bit of corrosion around here, but that's cleared up. It's not playing part of it. Yeah, the resistors. Yeah, that's not to blame. There's a bit of a spot there. But I seem to recall that the PCH was fine when I put it back together. Yeah, it's not something that you would reassemble. Yeah, there is a bit of junk over here, but it's not really enough to cause this. Yeah, A1466 820000165 board. Again, we did have the corrosion down here. Let me just see that they're all intact. You also check the voltage of the PCH rails on the inductor near the CPU package. You're talking about things like L1270? I know these aren't great down here, but they should. Oh, that's moving. That's moving. Okay. Slip sliding away. VCC PLL. Okay, phase lock loop. We got a mover. Ah, air. That pin is extremely reluctant to take any solder. Now I'm still going to fix it up anyway, Pionov. Okay, that is really bad, that Hershey Kiss, but I may actually just replace that whole connector just in case there's something else playing silly buggers in there. Yeah, we're still the same though. I wonder if there is anything in that connector that can cause this pin off. I might just remove it and replace it, because it is pretty messed up. It doesn't look it up here, but it is. So I'll just replace it anyway for my own sake of posterity. No. These connectors can be a pain to remove, but it is doable. The key is patience in these situations. Because what you're basically waiting for is for the board to get warm enough that the board actually desolders the connector. If you try to get the hot air directly to make it do the desoldering, then you're going to end up melting the camera connector. But if you have your patience and just let the board come up to temperature, you'll be okay. The nice thing is if you keep an eye on the plastic up the top, it will give you an idea of when you're pushing your luck, because at least that will melt before the camera will, in theory. I may be running a little bit low on the temperature actually. I think I might have to crank up the temperature of the air. There we go. Hey, Sabatino. Yeah, see, we didn't melt the camera connector. The last bit there, I was actually holding up that connector by the tweezers, but you can feel it if it's it's kind of like when you do the gravity drop method on iPhone shields. you can feel when it's starting to creak and crack away. Yeah. Pretty much got to do the same to get a replacement connector now. I can go a little more aggressively on getting the replacement connector because I don't have to care about the camera connector, which is probably something I'll regret because it'll be a case of, well, if I... Yeah, okay, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat by putting a shield over the camera connector. People are going to say, what's the point? It's a donor board. And it's like, I agree. It is a donor board. You never know when you might actually need that camera connector from that donor board. Yeah, I think it's going to get destroyed regardless. But anyway, we'll try. And besides, it's a kind of a practice thing as well. Technique development. Okay, 85, and I'm going to go to 400. Sabatino, according to the paperwork, okay, I wouldn't say failure, but according to the paperwork, they are rated for 2 cycles, primarily for the reflow. So essentially speaking, once they're on the board, that's it. At least that's as far as the manufacturer goes. Keep hitting the damn microscope. Yeah, I messed up the camera connector. A little. Oh, did that get... Ah, damn it. Okay, my impatience got me. I melted just the very end here. It caused the plastic to deform. Crap. It honestly would probably work. I have already stripped from that one. I have stripped it from that one. Okay, it seems like I am using this connector a little more frequently than what I sort of am aware. You look okay? Yeah, you're okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Alright, I'm not going to bother with the camera thingy protection this time. I'm just going to be patient again. Remember, you're trying to heat the board, not the connector. That's why usually when people want to get these connectors off in a hurry, they'll actually blast full speed hot air on, maximum and everything on the other side of the board. Now the reason why I don't like to do that too often is because often there are parts on the other side of the board, maybe not in this case, but the parts on the other side of the board that you may need some other time. But if you've baked them to carbon, then they're not going to be much use to you. Fortunately, putting this back on should be a bit quicker because the solder on the recipient board is going to be lead soldered. Oop, getting a bit low there on my... Almost there. I'm sure people can tell me a million ways to do this quicker without damaging the back side of the board too. Just starting to deform that plastic there, but fortunately I kept it under control. Basically it's not too dissimilar to the heating process. Okay, I guess it's a bit different. Not too dissimilar in terms of the time that it would go through in a normal reflow oven. The difference is that, of course, the reflow oven is very well controlled in most cases, unless it's my reflow oven, in which case it's not. Okay, here we go again. Might just flood it with a bit of flux. I could have used that other connector, but I just wanted to... I have the opportunity, given that I have spares, plenty... come on now. I have the opportunity to do it right, so I may as well do it right. Yeah, this is going to float around a bit until it eventually sits down. That thing there is just a piece of junk. Sort of waiting for one or two of the pads just to get that little bit of a sticky grip. And once it does, I think it's done that now, then you can just go through the heat process, keep knocking the microscope light. Okay, they're starting to sink in now. There they go. It's not quite on. I may have to touch up a couple of those. Yeah, Barry, chat's working, I can see you. Yeah, how many of those didn't get soldered? Yeah, none of these did. For some reason it didn't sit down quite as well on this side. They're soldered. That's not. So I'm going to have to get the micro pencil down. All of these ones over here are good. So there might have been a piece of junk just holding up this side slightly. There's a bridge there. Have to be careful about that. Oh, flip-de-doo. And we just made the bridge bigger. Okay, remove the bridge. Let's take it all the way to the ground. That's good. Let's try and clean up some of these fillets. That ground blob there is just out of control. And unfortunately what's happening is it's stealing, it seems to be stealing the solder that I'm trying to get onto the pin adjacent to it. Get some assistive heat in here. Okay, the bit of assistive heat and we've got that fillet in. That's great. Still got a bit of a Hershey's kiss there though. Thank you, Joseph. I will clear up that Hershey's Kiss in a bit. As far as I can tell, they're all connected. The other side may have a couple of little missed spots. No, it's actually pretty good. Hey, Eddie Painter. Alright, so here we go. Ready for nothing to be different. Yep, nothing different. That's okay. At least we didn't go backwards. But I did just want to get that connector at least fixed up, so yeah. Alright. Oh, that's interesting. That just went out. Why? Oh yeah, of course it did. Yeah, because it does that cycle. Let's see. What was someone suggesting just before? There was a suggestion about what else I could check. Nah. Let's see, 250. I do wonder what is actually even warming up at that 250. Time for some everybody's favourite segment. Assuming the battery's charged. Oh, crikey, it's 1:45 in the morning. Why are you people keeping me up this late? 165, Corey. Jim, just as we're bringing out your favourite piece of equipment. But I appreciate you are a human, you need to sleep. I did check platform reset. That was there. It's an interesting board. So we seem to mostly be having heat around the PCH area. Yeah, it is actually generating heat. It's quite warm and hot. So yeah, there's so the CPU is taking power, but that's about it. Time to take that heatsink off again. I think what would be very frustrating is if this is a dead PCH, it's extremely or CPU. It's extremely frustrating for the fact that it was working when we tested it before we put it through the ultrasonic. And the drying process I put it through is fairly, and is that? No, it's just water. Yeah, I don't power these things up until they're genuinely quite dry. I'm just gonna keep, let's see what happens when we put power on. Even though I'm not a great fan of powering up CPUs without the heat sinks, but yeah. Doink! Yep. PCH hotspot. Is that a crack I see? No. The hotspot was showing up here. Now it doesn't mean it's dead specifically, because I had a 163 board, which is the A1398 type 1, and bad VRMs on that actually made it misbehave too. Okay, yeah, it was definitely heating up in that bottom corner there. Like I said, I'm not thinking that it's a failed PCH or CPU. I'm thinking it's something else. And yeah, and I was saying on the 163s, when there was a problem with one of the VRMs, it did something quite similar. And where's my mouse now? Up there. But I think I'm getting a little late at night. So, yeah, platform reset is present. Oh, there you go. So, Pernod was saying what 24 megahertz should be good. 25 wouldn't cause me stuck at 2500. Vertical crack. No. No, I'm fairly sure on these boards that the CPU in the PCH is generally fine. I don't know what's causing it though to do this. I think I might have to challenge this tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow, it'll be the day after. Because it is late, and I probably should bring out the PC Byte for this. Yeah, and then at least I can trace what sort of activity is going on, maybe between the BIOS or the different things. Because right now I'm just looking at it and going, whoa. Junk under the SMC is entirely possible. Well, yeah, did that just disconnect? Did that just disconnect? It still wouldn't have gotten activity on the... Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I can give the SMC a reflux boil. It's not a major procedure, so we'll just try that for the sake of being stupid and have a look, okay? And then I'm going to go check on that laptop that we've got rebuilding. Riston, yeah. When I get onto some jobs, sometimes I find it difficult to stop. Damn it, I don't want that hair there. Get out of there. Alright. Let's give this SMC a push around. And usually with these boards, if you had liquid damage, there's often something around the area that is the true fault, and you just keep missing it, or you're not looking at it right. Gotta be getting ready about now. Okay, Jim, take care. Good night to you, sir. Just cool the board off. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, still bang on 250. It's not to say it's not the SMC, but it's certainly not a reflow the SMC fix, if that's what I mean. Alright, let's put back on the back burner, as it were. And let us just check that 1278 before we forget about it. Bring out the towel. It's like the red carpet now, isn't it? It's scary thing is that no, this is not my towel. I've never had red towels like this. Something some customers left behind. Alright, come on, laptop. Come on. Come on, let's see what we can do. See what happened. Am I locked out again? Welcome. Welcome. Hello, welcome. I don't know what an Australian keyboard is. I've never seen an Australian keyboard. Come on. Alright. Continue. Why are you saying connecting? I told you not to. Right. Don't transfer. Haha, someone's been a comedian. Yes, the Australian one has all the letters on the upside down. Okay, user. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a Bitcoin. Don't forget to re-enable the Wi-Fi on the router. Good point. Thank you. Ow. Enable. Apply. Warren stamps, what do you mean it's not supposed to work? Right. I don't recall selecting dark theme, but I suspect it probably thinks it's nighttime, so it's going to give me dark theme regardless. So show percentage. We're at 62%. The battery does seem to be actually surviving. let's see, 63. We'll disconnect the battery. Alright, now this is where the fun's going to be. In that we will be re-enabling the pass. Come on. Invalid session. What? Sorry, it would appear my router decided that it apply. Okay, hopefully this will turn on. It'll pick up the network that I'm looking for just now. Ah, Pernov, I'll do that. So how long will this take, I wonder, if it does have an Apple ID type or, such lock? How long will it take before it shuts the system down on me? Okay, about this Mac. Eject that. So, yeah, so 2.9, i7, 8 gigs. That's a shame the display is only 1280-800, but still, yeah. So, oh, we don't have Chrome. Oh well. You are not connected to the internet. Oh, really? Because the time is all wrong. It's funny, it will smack you around when you try to install it because the time is... it keeps reconnecting and resynchronizing the time almost instantaneously. But when you actually boot, it takes forever to reset its time. Oh boy, let's see, we want... Was it 14th? And 2 AM. 2:02. So... probably DNS issues on this. I would say DNS issues. Yep. Fine, we'll try to reboot it. Just gonna... So there we go. I did type in 2020, thank you Andrew King, thank you for spotting that. Yeah, that'll explain why, mind you, that normally comes up a different error. It complains about certificates, but it should still come up with the everything else. Right. But yes, you're right, I'll put 2020 in, thank you. No, still not. Check my gateways. But the IP address is completely wrong. That'll explain it. 121.6.8.1.209. What? What did I do? Oh, whoops. I'd say whatever I did to the router killed the DHCP on it. That's more like it. Here we go. Alright, now the question is, how will I know if this is going to get shut down or not? If it's going to get locked out or not? Or whether, is there any way I can check that sort of thing? You should be able to just sign into an iCloud on it. As in iCloud.com, or actually set it up with an iCloud account. Alright, now, you'll have to appreciate the fact that I can't let you see what I'm about to do. Okay. Gotta have that multiple factor authentication on. Looking at the reflection of my you need to be in the CSI for that. And then you gotta have the zoom and enhance, pan, tilt effects, but you can only get them from how can I forget the damn movie's name? The Harrison Ford one. Oh my gosh, my brain is useless with all the replicants. Blade Runner. Alright, well, it's let me log into my iCloud account. So, yeah, it doesn't seem to be any dramas. Tony, you use 1234 as well? I thought it just showed up as stars, or when I say my password, it just comes along and gets muted. So, if I say my password, which is beep, then yeah, that's all you should hear. Sign to iCloud and set up your own EFI password. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I should torture you people with the videos that have been torturing me at the moment. It's just dementing. Yeah, I'll go to sleep with this damn music in my head, and I'll wake up with the music in my head. It's killing me. Anyway. Anyway, I don't think I'll do that too. Alright, well, the machine is good, so that's great. We just had to clear that password and put a decent drive in it, and that was about it. Mind you, when I say decent drive, I mean, the 120 gig Western Digital Green is pretty much bottom of the barrel, but it's going to do the job for this being used as basically an internet access machine. It'll be fine. 2018 or later will relock. Right, let's see. Yep, anyway, I've got to get going because I have to get up tomorrow. I've got to do a 2 hour drive at about 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, and then come back and do more work. So it's up there. Yeah, I've got a stack of machines I still haven't even gotten access to. Okay, the battery is diving pretty hard. It's at 58% now. So it's, which is to be expected. It's been sitting around. But if it's going to be a machine that's mostly hooked up onto power, it should be good. Yeah. This is definitely a very nice machine. I'd say I can get rid of all my other A1278s, and this here is the pristine machine. I mean, is there anything faster than the 2.9 i7 that they offered? I don't know. I don't know these things. Alright, I'm out of here. You all take care. I'll see you next time.